Underwood, thin ice. To smoke some weed and shut up. My God.
Oh, I thought for sure. There it is. Boom! Yes!
Drop my pen. All right. Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 210. Friday, March 29th. All right. Nailed it. We were live 16 hours ago. So
yeah, and I'm feeling it. Or feeling something. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, we were on after going live for 30 more minutes.
That's true. We watched the Brad Underwood interview. Post-game interviews. I don't remember much of them, but
there you go.
They talked.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure they did. Illinois coming off of a Sweet 16 victory over Iowa State, 72-69, the final score. And that was a game that Illinois led the entire way. The game was tied for 49 seconds. There were 7 lead changes. I don't know how that's possible.
What?
It was tied 1-7 lead. That has to be a misprint. I don't know how lead changes are categorized. Whatever. Anyway, Illinois led for 39 minutes, 11 seconds of the game. So that would be 40 minus 40-0-0 minus 39-11 is
all but when it was 0-0.
39 seconds, it was tied. Yeah, well, yeah, because Illinois was up 3-0 and 3-2. So it was tied 0-0 for 49 seconds, I guess. Whatever. But Illinois got the job done. That's all that matters. And this is kind of a different thing for us. You know, we've never previewed a Sweet 16 game. We've never recapped a Sweet 16 game. We've never previewed an Elite 8 game.
Right.
We started this podcast before Illini basketball became cool again, I would say.
Yeah, I guess.
So we got that going for us, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah, I'm feeling great. Player of the game, I guess. We took no notes for this guy, so it might be a mess.
Got the box score.
There you go. Terrence Shannon Jr.
Terrence Shannon Jr. seems like the good pick.
Yeah, only 22 minutes out of Terrence. Scored 29 points on 10 of 19 shooting, 4 of 10 from 3. The big struggle was free throw line, 5 of 10 from the line for Terrence. Had some big rebounds, 5 rebounds for him, 2 assists, 3 steals, had a huge steal later in the game. What else did he do? Turned it over 3 times. So
he's got 7 straight Ken Pom MVPs, which, I mean, it's 7 straight plus he had 4 in 7 games. So basically he has 11 Ken Pom MVPs. He's been the MVP of the game in 11 of the last 14 for Illinois. The only ones that he wasn't was the first Iowa win, 95-85, which was Hawkins, who had 30. The Purdue game, he wasn't great, so that's understandable. And then the Wisconsin game at Wisconsin was Damask. So other than that, he's been dominating. And another part of this is if you go back to the 15th game of the last 14, it was the Michigan State game. They lost. We had 28 in that game. So he could have been that too if they had won. The MVP for that game was Hogard for Michigan State. But yeah, he's been great. I mean, he's on a run right now.
I saw a thing that in the 6 postseason games, so going back into the Big Ten tournament, 29.5 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 53% shooting, 41% from 3. So
I think the dude's logic worked in this game. Iowa State didn't really have any.
Yeah.
They have good guards. And Mama Silioviak is a talented ball player.
Got shut down.
But he didn't do anything in this game. And it's just if Iowa State fans sit there and think that their team is actually really talented, I'm sorry. They're an 8-9 talent team, but they are really well coached.
Really undervaluing Illinois right now, but
I think Iowa State's a very good team. I just think that they're an overachiever in terms of talent. They're not rarely in a spot like this are they the most talented team between the two.
That's fair.
And that was on display. And to be fair to UConn, I don't know if it's going to matter in the result, but this is going to be the first game in a while I'd say UConn doesn't have the best player on the floor. If Shannon keeps playing the way he's playing. I
saw somebody share some stats or something. He's actually the 7th best player on the floor.
Yeah, let's go analytical. Yeah. Why don't you listen to every Illinois fan hates the Field of 68 guys, but last night on their live, Fanta, Goodman, and Doster, who's the best player on the floor, they instantly said Shannon, no question. And Doster's a UConn guy, by the way. So just saying. I mean, Tristan Newton's phenomenal, and obviously Cam Spencer and Klingon and Castle and Kara, like they're all great. But Shannon right now is the best player probably in the sport. I mean, there's not really an argument for many other guys in terms of the way he's playing right now. And it's been reflected in Illinois' results. This is, 7 in a row now? They won. They beat Iowa in the regular season. They won 3 straight in the Big Ten tournament, 3 straight in the NCAA tournament so far. This is Illinois' highest rated win of the season in terms of KenPom. Iowa State was 7th. Previously, it was Wisconsin twice, who was 17th. And then before that, I mean, you have to, really look at some numbers. I think in Michigan State actually ahead of Wisconsin, I guess. So whatever. Either way, yeah, big win, good win.
Yeah, great win. You kind of worried when Shannon went to the bench with his 4th foul. Some kind of iffy calls there by Courtney Green, but to be expected. But I guess Damas said, "Don't worry, buddy. We got you. We won't lose this lead until you get back in." Kept a 2-point lead. Dane Danger had a nice, you want to call it a block. I think Lipsy was trying to toss it up for an alley-oop.
If that was the case, then that's 2 alley-oops that Illinois stole because Shannon had one
early. Shannon had one early. And then that led to Damask and 1, and then Shannon came back in, hit a 3. Goody hit a 3. So good stuff. Other starters, Damask played 40 minutes. He was kind of shut down by Lipsy shooting-wise, 2 of 11, 0 for 4 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line, 6 rebounds for him, 5 assists, 4 turnovers, so not terrible, 7 points. I thought he did really good stepping through the double teams, finding open guys. There were a few plays where Coleman, made a head fake or a pass fake or a ball fake, which slowed down the ball. But, overall, I thought they handled the defense pretty well. Thought Illinois' defense was really good for parts of the game. Gilbert got going a little bit to start the second half. But they had, I think Iowa State had 6 points through the first 10 minutes or something like that.
Okay, so Shannon got subbed out at 11-17, got his 4th foul.
Yeah.
And Illinois was up 51-44 when he came out. And some of the notable plays in that sequence were you had Danger make one at the basket. You had Danger turn it over. Goody missed a 3. It got to 53-51.
Danger had some slippery hands last night.
Yeah, Hawkins, I think Danger just touched the ball too much. Hawkins missed a free throw and then missed another free throw.
Yeah.
It was 55-51 because Hawkins had a steal and then Damask, I believe, and 1. So that was the big play. So Shannon comes back in at 50. It's 55-51 when Shannon comes back in. So basically, what's the math on that?
5 and 7, they were up 4.
7-4.
Oh, 7-4. Okay.
Because they 55-51, they were up 7, they were up 4.
Yeah.
And then the free throw. So really, yeah. So I mean, they survived the non-Shannon minutes, and it's kind of absurd that he got 4 by then. The officiating was bizarre in terms of kind of letting Iowa State do a lot with their hands.
Yeah. They let Iowa State kind of harass Illinois, and Illinois kind of got called for a little bit more than it seemed like they should have. But doesn't matter. Outcome's a win. So, what's going on, guys? Jay, what's up? Brandon, what's up? Sean, what's up? David, what's going on? Jess, what's up? I mean, Jeremy, what's up? Whatever one you are today. Jay says 3 of 10 from the free throw line from Danger, Rogers, and Quincy, probably the worst free throw shooters. Not really worried about TSJ's shooting free throws like that tomorrow. Yeah, I know people were complaining about the free throws early in the game, but it was 3 guys that shoot 50% from the line. I know Ty's been better. Do you think it was interesting that Dane Danger was in the game late game? I guess for defensive purposes, they weren't planning on passing him the ball to get fouled, but Van Gundy sure wanted him fouled a lot.
I feel like I've had this conversation like 5 times, but yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about it on Twitter. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, you put Quincy in there, I guess, but Quincy can't shoot free throws. I don't know if Brad trusts Harmon right now. So who else do you put in there?
Harmon's missed 3 looked like it was on track until it like apex in the air started to go down. Then it like floated over it was weird.
Yeah.
Just looked weird.
Yeah. Joe, what's going on? Check it out. What's up? Joe says, I want UConn. I wanted redemption with North Carolina in the Final Four. Too bad the Tar Girls lost. All right. Jay says, seen from a podcast that the 3 losses UConn had this year were slow-paced games. Still thinking Illinois is at its best in fast-paced games. If they want to run with Illinois, we'll see what happens. The thing is, I think Illinois can play both, though. I mean,
UConn's a 319th tempo team, by the way. Illinois is up to 69th. Nice. It's gone up.
The refs also helped the Illini with all the foul calls. The Illini were just missing them. Yeah. And then, I complained about the refs, and then Dane got fouled out by the free throw line, and I was just happy he wasn't going to the line for 1-on-1. So thank you, refs.
Free throws in the first half were 18-10 Illinois, and it was 11-11 in the second half. And Iowa State made all 11 in the second half to keep themselves in it. Other numbers that I think are important: points in the paint. I think if you can keep this close, if you're Illinois, that's good, and they did. 32-28 Iowa State. Off turnovers, Illinois doubled them 14-7, which is enormous. Second chance points, 14-8 Iowa State. Fast break, 17-9 Illinois. Bench points, 28-15 Iowa State. Points per possession, Illinois 1.075 and Iowa State 1.015. I think Iowa State was like 0.42 something points per possession like the first 8 minutes, but Illinois let them hang around, which is a product of missing free throws and open threes. But they were giving Illinois the corner 3 like all night.
Yeah. And I think, Iowa State played the defense they probably wanted to. I mean, Gilbert had 5 steals, Lipsy had 3 steals, and Illinois just kind of weathered it. So happy about that. Coleman, 32 minutes, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Had a really nice step back that I was yelling no at the TV for. 2 for 4 from the line, 6 rebounds. So got that rebound number up a little bit. He has a hard time hanging on the ball too, but 3 assists, 2 steals for him. Tried to get a steal late in the game, went flying across the court. Illinois still got a stop with Damask and Goody.
How many threes? How many threes do you think Illinois took in the second half? If you had to guess.
17.
In the second half?
Oh, 12.
6.
Really?
2 for 6. Goody made 1.
Yeah.
Shannon made one. And then the other part of it was
Damask shot 1, I'm pretty sure.
Right? Yeah, Harmon, I think, shot 1. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I thought both of Goody's makes were in the second half.
No, he made one in the first,
Yeah, because it says 2 for 6, and not Shannon made one in that second half. But
yeah.
Illinois also largest lead was 13 and had 0 technical fouls. I'm just reading all this stuff here. They were 64% from the free throw line in the second half, 44% in the first half. So they improved a little bit. It's hard to go 8 for 18. That's tough. You can't do that most of the time. But luckily, Iowa State shot at 16 for 43 from the field in the first half. So that's really not that much better than Illinois, but it's or not that much worse than Illinois, but it's still they missed a lot of pretty decent looks. But Illinois defensively, I thought was good.
Yeah. Check it out. Says crazy Illini win with TSJ foul trouble and all those missed free throws. Yeah. If you would have told me Terrence Shannon only got to play 22 minutes this game, probably wouldn't have been very excited.
I believe he played 29.
Oh, is this wrong?
Well, my box score here says 30, and Ken Pop also said 29.
All right. Well, ESPN lied to me then. Sorry. I apologize.
Right at the top there.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
ESPN? What, are you kidding me? Why would you look at them?
That's what I always look at because I don't subscribe to Ken Palm, and you won't give me your login for anything.
Let me send you. Well, you never asked for the Ken Palm login. Let me send you something here. Let me help you out.
Okay, appreciate it.
Check the private chat. See if this works.
Checking.
Oh,
that's ugly.
Just click the link part.
Gotcha. Okay. Here we go.
Here we go. There we go. Now we got all
Now we got the real stuff now.
Yeah, by the way,
I can't read this though. There's so many letters and numbers.
Well, I would just look at the full box score.
Ty Rogers -12. Ouch.
Yeah, that's weird because I thought Ty was pretty good.
Yeah.
He did the little
I
thing.
played well.
He played a lot though. I mean, Okay, it looks like they mistyped his minutes because he definitely played more than 3 minutes, 24 minutes. So whoever kept the box here seemed to mess up quite a bit.
I don't know what's going on.
Did Iowa State really only take 2 threes? I guess they did get to the rim a lot in the second half.
Were they 1 for 2?
That's what it says.
All I remember is Gilbert hitting the one. They called it 2. He was 3 feet behind the line.
This feels very wrong, this box score, now that I look at it. Some of the stuff.
So ESPN's better now, huh?
Well, the first half, second half stats don't really add up to me.
Okay.
But overall, I think these are mostly accurate numbers. Either way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who else we got?
Luke Goody.
Luke Goody. Okay, we're skipping everybody else.
Yeah, we should.
Quincy, sorry, buddy. He did make a 3. Ty, 2 for 2, 4 points, 6 rebounds. Goody, 28 minutes, 2 for 5, all threes again. Guy doesn't take it 2. He is the Golke of Illinois. Is that the guy's name? 2 for 2 from the line, 2 big free throws when they were talking about how he's 64%. Guys like Luke Goody don't miss free throws.
That was big because he hasn't been a big free throw. Like, he doesn't take a lot of free throws.
Yeah, he's only taken 20-something this year.
23.
So, yeah. This has Iowa State 6 of 13 from 3, by the way. So
overall, yeah, but it says they only took 2
in the second half. That probably sounds right.
Way, but there's no way they only took 15 field goals in the second half.
Yeah. 2 offensive rebounds for Goody, a steal, 8 points. And some Nostradamus on Twitter said last year that Goody was going to hit a 3 late game in the Sweet 16.
Well, they said that 2 years ago. That tweet was from 2022.
Oh. Okay.
So last year's team sucked and he didn't do anything. So
yeah, idiot. Never mind. That guy's
an idiot. What's Goody even doing? Give him attention. Is Luke in here right now? Come on, Luke.
Yeah, where's Luke at?
He was here last night for a minute. Yeah, I think if you look at the box score, you'd probably be like, damn, Dane Danger was awesome last night, but it didn't feel that way.
Dane Danger. 18 minutes, 3 for 6.
7 points, 6 rebounds and assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. I mean,
he had some big offensive rebounds late in the game. Yeah. He had some really good defensive plays, but he got that steal and thought that he was, I don't know who he thought he was, but he forgot he was Dane Danger, and you probably should have just held on to it and gave it to somebody else. Dane was fine. I don't hate it, but there were some moments where I was cussing him. I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, good game. Wire to wire, like you said. I don't know if you want to talk about anything else, but
no. Final thoughts on that. I just feel like I'm happy that they're still alive. Is really the main takeaway and thought.
Yeah,
me.
Absolutely. Jay says down the stretch 3 turning point plays to mass drive and 1 Goody's 3 TSJ's steal and slam. I would say that Dane got the block on the alley-oop before that. That turned into the 3-point play. So Dane, big props there, I think, to stop them defensively, because I think it was a 2-point game at that point. So that was a big stop. Crypto says last night's podcast was exquisite. Wow, thank you.
I don't know about that.
That's not what I would have called it, but sure. This check it out says this game didn't go as expected. The Illini's D stepped up. It was kind of low scoring. Yeah, they did give up 43 points in the second half. But
by the way, your player to watch, Keyshawn Gilbert, was pretty good offensively.
Yeah,
got him going a little bit. Had
second half he was murdering us.
I picked Lipsy, who just guarded Damask the whole time and had 8 points and traveled into a 3.
Traveled, it's huge.
And traveled into a foul call.
Huge travel.
Yeah.
Like,
But by
I
the
don't know
way,
how they missed that.
whenever he spun into whoever that was and it was a foul.
Harmon. It was Harmon.
Yeah, and then didn't Danger do like the exact same thing? Somebody on Illinois did the exact
Yeah,
same.
that was the one where I was glad we weren't in the bonus
Yeah,
because Dane tripped and fell, and they call a foul on that one too. So
yeah.
It all evens out in the wash, as they say.
Yeah, and Illinois' defense is going to have to be even bigger and better in this next game. So
Yeah, now we get to play the number 1 team in the country.
I'm writing
And
down the time thing here.
apparently they're the number 1 offense now in front of Illinois, is what somebody said in the chat.
That's not a surprise. All right, Illinois and UConn Saturday, 5:09 Central on TBS, an earlier game. Illinois in a spot where they're kind of a house money team. Like you can lose this game and feel good about the season. I think either way you don't want to lose, but
Right.
UConn is who they are. They're 40-3 since the start of the tournament last year. Obviously, the defending national champions. They are the program right now. I think they have one of the 2 or 3 best coaches in the country right now with Hurley. So
he's the best in your eyes, isn't he?
I mean,
big Hurley guy. You gonna be kind of wishy-washy on this game, or?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. UConn's starting to get that thing where everybody hates them, which obviously I'm not at that point because I've always been a big Hurley guy, and obviously Bobby Hurley too. Like both of them, I'm a big fan.
You love both Hurleys, I know.
So I'm not gonna be the people who are crying about greatness. Like that's what it is. Like UConn is great. I don't know what people like. The more you win, the more people hate you, which is fine. That's what sports are. That's what sports are. But
that's what Purdue fans don't understand either.
Exactly. There is no sniffing. There's no, beating around the bush. The fact that this team has won 37 or they've won 40 of their last 43 games. Like,
and their last 9 tournament games.
Yeah. So this is a tall task for Illinois. And you know what? This is UConn's biggest test in this tournament. San Diego State couldn't hang with them.
No, they did for a little while, but
Northwestern lost, but I thought UConn offensively wasn't great in that game.
Yeah.
Kind of allowed Illinois to be number 1 offensively for a little bit with that. And then obviously Stetson, please. But this game is earlier, thank God.
I'm kidding.
5:09 first game of the night on Saturday tomorrow. Illinois comes in at 29-8. Illinois looking for their first 30-win season in a while. I believe it was the 05 team. Yeah.
I was going to say, they didn't get there the next year, did they?
They had 26 the next year, 37 and 05. And then they had a Bill Self team that got to 27. So yeah, this will be the first. If they win, it's the first 30-win Illinois team since 05, and who knows the other years. I guess 89 they probably won 30 plus, right? But
probably
getting to 30 wins is no joke. Right now in the country, there's I think 3 teams that have done it. 3 teams that have done it and are still alive, I should say, because like James Madison, Indiana State, Grand Canyon, McNeese, they all won 30, but doesn't count. And then Houston,
Indiana State's
UConn,
still alive.
Well, in the fake tournament, yes. All right, UConn, they have the nation's longest active win streak at 10 games. They've won 10 in a row. Their last loss was February 20th at Creighton. Creighton took it to them. I believe Dan Hurley compared Illinois' offense to Marquette and their defense to Creighton, and then Creighton fans were crying about that, which is whatever. Oh, Creighton can actually defend. Yeah, great. They are similar, though, because Creighton doesn't force turnovers. Illinois doesn't force turnovers. Creighton just has a lot better defensive numbers, but they get to inflate those against DePaul and Georgetown. Anyway, UConn, Illinois. UConn, I believe, opened up 10.5-point favorite.
Yeah, something like that. 10,
down to 8.5 is what I saw.
I mean, they had to make it so people would want to bet Illinois, I assume.
Yeah.
That's what Vegas does, so.
Just by the numbers, Illinois is the number 2 offensive efficiency team in the country. UConn is number 1. UConn's defense is 6th. Illinois is up to 84th, so climbing up. If they win this game and give up like 70 points, I could definitely see their defense being like top 50 going into a Final Four game, but a long way to go. UConn is pretty much elite in every category. They are 5th in the country in assists per field goals made percentage. So they pass around, they move so much. That's going to be the biggest challenge for Illinois, is trying to keep up with not only the sets they're running, because they run a lot of really good stuff, also the movement on offense and going through screens and stuff. That's going to be a big challenge.
Yeah.
So they're going to need to force turnovers, I think, would be a big part of this.
Yeah, because besides Shannon, a lot of the other defenders can seem to get lost when they're not on the ball defending. So
I wonder who Shannon, like, you probably want Shannon guarding Tristan Newton, right?
I think he has to. That would be my guess.
I don't think you're wasting him if you have him guard Spencer or Castle, but I just think it makes sense.
Yeah.
With Newton and the way that he plays. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting. I mean, Illinois, if they can force some turnovers early and kind of get on the offensive glass, both of these teams are really good at offensive rebounding. So that'll be an interesting test. And Illinois is slightly better at defensive rebounding than UConn in terms of percentage. So both teams really good from 2. UConn 4th in the country, Illinois 21st. UConn shoots at 36.2 from 3, Illinois 35.1. Free throw shooting, UConn is 88th in the country. I can't see that far. And Illinois is 108th. I should have printed this stuff. And then let's look at UConn from a personnel standpoint. Their most frequent lineup over the past 5 games is their starting lineup, which is Tristan Newton at the 1, East Carolina transfer, All-American, probably the best point guard in the country this year, I think. I mean, Kolek is always a name that's up there, but I think Newton had the best season out of anybody. Cam Spencer, the 2, we're familiar with him. He was at Rutgers last year, and before that he was at it's a green team. They're green.
I got you.
Loyola, Maryland?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Stephon Castle, freshman, going to be an NBA lottery pick, maybe a top 5 pick. Not like, I don't think he's really good. I don't know if he's like an elite level college player right now, but the talent is there and he can do a lot of different things. Caravan, kind of that spot up shooter, 6'8", 220 sophomore, played a decent role for them last year. And then obviously Donovan Clingan at the 5. But I don't know. Donovan Clingan, I think, is probably a year away from being an actual lottery pick. I don't think if I were a lottery team in the NBA, I don't know if I would take him right now. I think there's still more to get there if he stays another year at UConn. Because like he wasn't a starter last year. Like Sanogo started ahead of him. So he's developed really well and he's really good. And that's a concern for Illinois. Like you look at Illinois' other games from an offensive standpoint against a team with a 7-footer.
Struggle against them.
Struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Even against, Nonsa, just, good big men Illinois has struggled with. So.
Well, hopefully he gets in foul trouble or hopefully he has an off game.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been playing very much because they've been blowing teams out. He played 27 minutes against Northwestern and then 20 against Stetson and 23 against San Diego State. So he hasn't played a ton of minutes, so he should be fresh. Off the bench, they also have Hassan Diarra, 6'2", senior. He played 2 years at Texas A&M. This is his second year at UConn. Shoots at 35% from 3. They also have Solomon Ball, who's a freshman who's not played very much in the tournament. I believe 12 minutes played overall, no points. Or he made a 3. No, he made a 2 and a free throw against Stetson, so he's got 3 points. They also have Jalen Stewart, another freshman. Like they have a bunch of freshmen off the bench.
Yeah.
He's played 15 against Stetson, 9 against Northwestern, 8 against San Diego State. He shoots at 28% from 3, but they're going to rely on that top 5. And it's the best top 5 in the country, that starting lineup. So they're going to rely a lot on those guys, and they're going to rely on Diarra off the bench, as well as Samson Johnson has played a lot more in the tournament, 16, 12, 15, the 3 games minutes for him, 8 points total, gets some rebounds as well. But, Illinois has their work cut out for them would be the term that I would use for it.
That is not one word, but yeah, I agree.
I think I said words, but whatever.
Oh, I didn't hear the S. That's on me.
So what surprises me a lot about Cam Spencer, by the way, is his last year at Loyola, Maryland, he shot 36% from 3. Then goes to Rutgers, shoots at 43, and now at UConn he's shooting 44.
44% from three.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a product this year, at least, of like there's not a lot of pressure on him to create or do anything. Like he just give him the ball, let him go. Like he's got to be up there in terms of efficiency out of any guard / forward, whatever you want to call him. He kind of plays a hybrid 3-2 role for them.
Yeah.
But like efficiency, he is unbelievably efficient. Shoots at 92% from the free throw line. Shoots at 55% from 2, 44% from 3. So from 2 to 3 to free throws, that's 50, 40, 90. I mean, that's
I think a lot of that is Hurley too. I mean, Hurley runs really good sets. He runs guys off screeners like crazy. Like you said, they move all the time. So getting a lot of open shots. Open shots are easier to hit than contested shots, I think.
And if UConn fans want to turn this into a bulletin board material shit talk thing, I am not going to say anything bad about this UConn team because they are elite and very fun to watch. Like just the way they play. Like if UConn beats Illinois, I want UConn to win another one just because number one, I love when teams are hated. And number two, I'm tired of all these losers talking about my good friend Dan Hurley. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, no, I really like this UConn team. I'm in the same boat as you. I do. I mean, if well, never mind. I'm not even going. Never mind.
If Illinois loses,
I don't even want to say what I was going to say. So
they just body teams. Like it's just
yeah. Paul, what's going on? He says, I know UConn is a good team. However, do not tell me that an East Coast bias isn't spearheading this UConn is better than everyone. Right?
I mean, they're better than everyone.
Better than everyone, though.
By a mile. Like right now, it is not even close.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the same. Like they're 2 tiers above everybody right now. Like you literally can't deny it. And the East Coast bias thing, whatever, fine. You want to make that up about it has nothing to do with this UConn team. They also won the national championship last year.
Yeah. So Ronnie, what I was going to say is, if Illinois loses this game, I want to see UConn Purdue. That was my pick. That would be my That's mine too.
I picked Purdue. So
same.
Go Big Ten, I guess. I don't know. I don't really want it to happen.
I just didn't want that out in the open. You guys don't clip that or anything. So
well, I'm going to clip this entire thing and upload it to YouTube. But yeah.
Shidewinder said, did we touch on DGL claiming he's sticking around? We did not. He did tweet out, said he wasn't going anywhere. He played some good minutes defensively last night. He had maybe one foul that was way too far away from the basket. But yeah, DGL, I think guys like playing for Brad, especially guys. I think DGL has a mentality to play for him too.
You know what else helps?
What?
Winning.
That's true. That's true. Did you see that Damas called Brad soft today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, it wasn't he was saying soft on the inside.
I know.
By the way, like Paul, I get it. Like, great. I don't care. What does that have to do with UConn not being like? There's no denying that UConn's the best team in the country right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's close. I Purdue's closest, I guess, but part of me wants Big Ten success, and the other part of me wants to see Purdue lose. I don't know. I don't want their fans to be happy at all.
Right.
So,
right.
You know.
Check it out. Says it's almost an advantage to be the underdog. The pressure is on UConn to win. It's true. Do you think Damas can back down and be effective with booty ball with possibly Spencer on him? Yeah, I think he can. I think the problem is going to be when he gets down there, where's Klingen at? I mean, that's going to be the big factor. Are we doing players to watch? We didn't write it down, but okay.
But I was going to write down the
mine's Klingen. So
there you go. Really, yeah. I was just going to say Tristan. I was just going to say Shannon
in this game.
I was going to kind of go matchup and say Shannon Newton because I think if one of those guys is the best player for their team in this game, they have a really good chance to win. Yeah,
I kind of hope Shannon doesn't settle for threes as much. He's done that the last couple games. Like to see him get inside, maybe draw a foul. They weren't calling him last night when he was getting inside, but
I think a big reason why Shannon was settling for threes last night was not only were they giving it to him, like he was open a lot.
Yeah.
In the way Iowa State plays defense, but he made 3 early ones.
Yeah.
So that probably contributes to that.
Check it out. It says lots of giggles in the post-game press conference. There's lots
tighten
of
it up, boys.
Today.
Tighten it up.
I love it. Loose and free.
No, tighten it up.
That's enough. Is this like UConn's very rigid and Illinois is very loose type situation? Because Hurley is pissed when you're up 40 at halftime against Stetson, and Brad Underwood's like, just worry about pushing in chairs, boys, and let me spray you in the face with some super soakers.
It's a different way to coach, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Illinois deserves to have a little fun. It's been a long ride. So
sure.
Does the winner of this game win the Natty?
I don't know if I'd take that bet, but
I'll say yes.
I still don't think Illinois is going to win a national championship.
Yeah.
I hope
they do. Yeah.
It depends on how much profiles matter, because they don't really fit the profile of a national champion. But there's always times where teams win it and they don't fit the profile. But
right.
I would say UConn 2014 is a good example of that.
Yeah, Illinois' defense can be really good, but the numbers seem to say that it's not, and that's where you wonder if
they were getting kind of bodied in the second half early against Iowa State.
Iowa State was getting out and running more too.
Got to get back on defense, fellas.
Yep. Do you think DeMass matches up better with UConn? Will he be able to get booted? Did I read that already? Am I crazy? Not with missing those many free throws. That's right, Carly. Can't miss free throws.
Can't miss those many.
Those many.
What's your prediction for this game?
I mean, I'm going to say that Illinois wins because, I mean, we can't say they're going to lose. Come on.
I am.
You would.
I'm evaluating from a basketball perspective.
Illinois wins 78-76. Go ahead, evaluator.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go UConn 81, Illinois 77.
Okay.
So, I mean, look, either way.
Ethan has no faith, guys. No faith.
UConn fans might see this video, so I don't want them to attack me for no reason. But if they do, go ahead. I don't care. Whatever. I'm really.
We're not a everybody podcast. We're an Illinois podcast.
Okay, yeah. We both picked against them in certain spots, and we always almost make the same prediction. So maybe if we change it up, who knows? One of us is right, one of us is wrong. Maybe that's a good thing. Either way, I have been dying for the Illinois UConn matchup this entire time, so I'm very happy that we actually get to see it. I feel like this was the most popular Elite Eight pick in brackets for Illinois UConn. So
really, I thought a lot of people had Iowa State winning.
I feel like I saw a lot of Illinois UConn.
I could be. I mean,
30%.
Illinois
30% of the brackets.
Okay.
Had Illinois, and then you take away however many had UConn. There's probably at least like 60%, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's hear your armchair strategy for the Illini. Speaking of armchair, armchairillini.com.
We have a doc.
Shout out to them. Yeah, it's all good. There's some portal stuff going around. They have some stuff on there about the portal. We won't be talking about that until much later, but if you guys want to go check that out.
Illinois reached out to Rutgers transfer Gavin Griffiths, by the way.
Yeah, and they got some kid from, I don't know, everybody keeps saying that he's coming from, where's that guy from? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's AJ Store, definitely.
Scrolling, not AJ Store.
So since I'm going to clip this and put it into a video, final thoughts on Illinois UConn. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts are Illinois has to play Illinois basketball. Get out and run, get out and transition. We're gonna need Goody. I saw somebody say that Goody needs 4 threes in a game. I think Goody hitting 4 threes, Illinois wins this.
Yeah, I think another factor in this entire thing is going to be how Illinois counters what UConn runs and what they do, because UConn has to be, and I think Illinois is probably a little bit of this too, but like I think both these teams are pretty difficult to prepare for within a day.
I agree, especially when you start at 3 a.m. on Friday morning.
Certainly, and then you're all worried about squirting each other with water, and then the stupid chair thing. I'm just kidding. My final thoughts are: this will be a good game. UConn is very good. I also think Illinois happens to be a very good basketball team, and also shout out to all you losers in the Big Ten right now who are sitting at home and haven't been to an Elite Eight more recently than Illinois. So shout out to all those. all those guys out there. Michigan
You're
bums.
an idiot.
Oh, that's a strong term.
Uh,
Right, so that was a YouTube video right there. So now we just talk to the chat who has a bunch of stupid opinions. Go.
term of endearment is what idiot is. UConn hasn't had a close game in NCAA tournament game in 2 years. Maybe the streak ends here.
By the way, they've
Let's
won
hope.
9 straight tournament games. Can you name the one game where they were down at half?
No,
Iona, first round last year.
really.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Patino had him up at the half. I think UConn won that game by like 15, but still.
Yeah, they just get going in the second half. Goody needs to hit 4 or 5 threes. UConn runs a ton of sets. Yeah, Hurley's probably one of the best X's and O's.
That might kill Illinois right there.
Yeah,
that's concerning.
Yeah, so it worries me a bit, but it's okay. You got to fight.
Yeah, I mean, you're in this game for a reason, you know.
Yeah,
because you're a good basketball team.
Yeah, number 1 4 seed. Were we the number 1 4 seed? 3 seed? What seed are we? 3 seed? Holy cow. Can we cut this off? I'm done.
I thought they were the last 3 seed.
Last
like
3
11th,
seed.
11th or 12th. Yeah, they were 12th. Jesus.
Guys, it was a long night. It's a long night.
Pretty funny that they made Bruce Pearl, whose team lost to an Ivy League school, talk about Alabama and Illinois last night.
Unbelievable.
The last thing Illinois fans want to hear, the last person Illinois fans want to hear from is that idiot.
Carlay says Illinois 80, UConn 72. Guys, you can drop your predictions in the chat. Thanks. Appreciate you. I don't know where all our predictors are. Where's Jeffrey at, by the way? Is he hiding because of Dane's struggles to hold on to the ball last night? Or
Dane just sucked last night. Totally.
Wow.
That's a joke. Relax.
Yeah, I know it was a joke. That's why I laughed.
Everybody needs to relax.
Can't stand Pearl. Why would they have? I don't know. Whatever. Apparently, he's a really good guy. If you just know him personally,
maybe off the court might align with a lot of our older fans.
I think my stepdad used to hang out. He used to be at Evanston, Indiana. Is that right? At one time, I think my stepdad used to take their basketball teams to camp down there. So he's a big Pearl guy. He actually likes him. So
I don't think Illinois is going to be able to score 90 against UConn, but maybe.
Yeah. 84, 77 Illinois. 88, 74 Illinois. Why do you guys think Illinois is going to score so much?
One good thing for Illinois is that in comparison to Iowa State, UConn doesn't force the same number of turnovers. Like they're 228th in percentage, I think. So that's a different beast than the number 1 team at it. And Iowa State, I mean, that's how you have to play when you're not as talented as other teams. That's how Iowa State has to play.
Muck it up.
And they tried. I think the big thing for Illinois was coming out, making shots the way they have in these games is a big part of why they jump on teams. And that's an important thing to do. And I think the big part in this game tomorrow is going to be not letting UConn jump on them.
Yeah.
And Sean with a gutless pick here. 74-69, can't say a team. 74-69, Bruce Pearl is what he says.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Yep.
All right. Get off the fence, Sean. Check it out, says. Brandon says, prediction, we are going to see a Legacy, TSJ, and Damask performance. Do you think we can get 20 apiece from them again before the year's over?
Can we get the FAU game?
Yeah, because UConn
does Illinois – yeah, definitely. Does Illinois win this game if Shannon and Damask both have 33?
I don't know.
That's 66 points. What do you think? Nobody else is going to score?
That's my worry if they have 33 apiece. That means nobody else scored.
Yeah, but Hawkins, make a couple. Hawkins his shot is back, folks. He's making the threes.
Dude, he shot that step back with some confidence.
He's shooting 38% now on the year. He's made 7 threes in the last 3 games after making 2 in like 6 games or something.
Yeah.
So that's a huge development here. Plus the fact that, Quincy's up to 38%, Goody's shooting at 39.6, Shannon's up to 36. Shannon, by the way, is finally broken his way back into the Ken Pom Player of the Year standings. He's 10th right now, which is really hard to do when you miss,
miss six
games. But
yeah, we could use some clinging foul trouble. Yeah, that's good. Yusuf, whatever his name is, he's long though. So
Nurkic.
Illinois is the only team that 3 different players has scored 30 points in a game. We got studs. Can our studs
that Yusuf guy does not even really play.
He played yesterday, didn't he?
Played 2 minutes.
That's all he played?
Their entire bench is pretty much freshmen. And they got a couple guys.
Who was that tall guy getting all the rebounds?
Hold on. You actually watched this game for the whole thing?
No, I just watched the first half, I think. It had to be
Samson Johnson had 3 rebounds off the bench.
Okay.
He's 6'10", 225.
Okay, maybe that's who it was.
1, 2, 3, 4. They have like 5 freshmen off the bench. So it's a good mix. Predictions for tonight's game before we go. How about that?
Oh, I thought we did these already.
Let's do them again for the chat. Maybe a final thought. Houston, Duke.
I got Duke winning.
I'm going to stick with Duke. NC State, Marquette. Give me the Wolfpack.
I'll take Marquette.
Purdue, Gonzaga. Give me the Zags.
Give me the Zags all the way.
Creighton, Tennessee. I'm sticking with the Vols after I switch from Creighton to Tennessee.
Yeah. Tennessee. I think I'm perfect, by the way, in our Sweet 16 thing. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep. Houston, Purdue, Marquette, Creighton, Brandon says. Why didn't Quincy play much yesterday, if possible? What did he play? 20-some minutes?
22.
Yeah. He played about right. Maybe because he wasn't making free throws.
I mean, Goody played a good chunk.
Yeah. I mean, Quincy, once again, I thought was great defensively against Momchikolovlaki. So, UConn is so tough because you don't know which guy you have to stop. Who's UConn's best player? Their starting 5 is elite. Yeah, that's the problem. You stop one guy, another guy's going to score.
According to the Kim Pom Player of the Year standings, Tristan Newton's the second best player in the country. So,
yeah,
helps when you have a guy like that.
Yeah. Purdue, I think, could go down. And yes, Duke over Houston, Creighton, and Tennessee is such a great game. Yeah, we got some good basketball tonight. So,
and last night was kind of 2 for 4.
Yeah, it was.
Illinois, Iowa State was pretty entertaining overall. And then obviously Alabama and North Carolina.
Yeah, and they, of course, were going on at the same time. So
I guess Arizona Clemson was interesting just to see how badly
Clemson has really surprised me. I guess that's the one I didn't get right. I don't think I picked Clemson. So
Arizona, by the way, like Jesus, that team just didn't.
What happened to Boswell? He just fell off the map.
Well, he's kind of an inconsistent. Their problem is that all 3 of those guards that they need, you never know which version of them you're going to get. Like you get Caleb Love couldn't make anything last night, Boswell, and then Jaden Bradley was keeping him in it, but he was also fouling on every defensive possession.
Yeah.
So
Sean said he sat out a lot in the second half. A lot of that Dane played a lot in the second half. They went Coleman Dane, which Quincy kind of gets lost in that lineup. So Gonzaga almost didn't make the tournament.
It's fairly incorrect, but sure.
It's very incorrect.
And they're a 5 seed.
Caleb Love and RJ Davis go 0 for 8, 0 for 9. You'd love to see it, by the way.
I think Gonzaga, like when they were 11-5 on January 11th, you could have said, like, man, this team might be a bubble team.
25, yeah.
And then they're 16-2.
Gonzaga is I said it before, but Gonzaga is a completely different team than the first time they played Purdue. And they lost that game by what, 6?
10.
10, okay. Name the Zags' best win.
What the hell does that have to do with whether they almost made the tournament or not?
I was going to say, what was Illinois' best win before Iowa State?
Wisconsin and Michigan State. Zach's best win is beating
It's
St.
not a
Mary's.
good argument for an Illinois fan. I'll say that.
Beating St. Mary's by 13, I guess, is their bet. Well, other than beating Kansas by 21.
Yeah.
Both of those wins. Also, why do we have to win check teams when they're in the Sweet 16? I don't think we have to do that.
I agree.
I don't understand. Like, one thing that college basketball, what pisses me off almost the most is how Gonzaga can be consistently disrespected by people. Like, Illinois hadn't been to a Sweet 16 in 19 years. Gonzaga has made 9 straight Sweet 16s. Like, winning a national championship is hard. I don't know if everybody knew that, but just because Gonzaga hasn't won one doesn't discredit how consistent they've been forever. And yeah, they're not in the strongest conference, whatever. That if you do it for a certain amount of time, at some point it becomes like, okay, they can hang with anybody. They've been the runner-up twice. I mean, they've been to 2 national championship games. So they definitely should have won one of those, 21 probably, when they were 31-0. But what can you do?
Excuse me. All right.
I mean, Mark Few's never missed a tournament, and we just talk about Gonzaga like they're nothing. Whatever, it's cool. Yeah, but guess what? That game was in the tournament, so they had to win it. What are you going to blame them for beating Kansas by 21? I don't understand. Like, I hate to do this to this Brandon fella. Seems like a nice guy, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. I almost losing the term losing respect is strong, but it's hard to respect somebody's basketball knowledge when they say these things about Gonzaga. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm being a high T type, whatever they call them, fancy type. Oh,
you didn't drop an
Gonzaga.
F-bomb.
I don't want to get into a brawl here, but I just want to say, like, I don't like the way people talk about Gonzaga. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right.
Every Gonzaga team for the last 20 years would beat almost every Illinois team, but whatever. It's fine.
As always, we want to thank the Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon at 700 Broadway Avenue in Mattoon, Illinois. You can find them online at www.alamo-steakhouse.com. They do have an Easter special. They'll be open for Easter. They have an 8-ounce cut of prime rib with 3 pan-seared scallops and your choice of 2 sides for $39. Call today to make your reservation, 217-234-7337. Thank you to the Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, star, rate us. I don't know what it's called.
Can I do something real quick?
Yeah. Here we go.
Excuse me.
He just said they're consistent. What do you mean?
He said 15 years. 26-9, 26-7, 29-4, 24-9, 28-3, 26-5, 29-4, 23-11, 25-8, 28-6, 27-7, 25-10, 26-7, 32-3, 29-7, 35-3, 28-8, 37-2, 32-5, 33-4, 31-2, 31-1, 28-4, 31-6, 27-7, Sweet 16, round of 64, 32, 32, 32, Sweet 16, 64, 64, Sweet 16, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, Elite 8, Sweet 16, runner-up, Sweet 16, Elite 8, runner-up, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Sweet 16.
Yeah, sounds pretty consistent.
That's Gonzaga since the season that occurred in 2000. 1999-2000. That's 24 years. Plus Dan Munson.
Brandon. Maybe
Dan
Brandon's
Munson's before Gonzaga.
Only 15.
Also, was Gonzaga not good when Munson was there too? Just saying. So.
Want to respond to this or?
Stupid. It's just stupid.
Just trying to get you going now, aren't they? Lazy Forrest Gump, what's up? Late, but LFG guys got a line day. Terrence came back at plus 6,000 to win the Natty. Put 50 on it. Let's go.
That's great. Gonzaga has made every tournament since 1999.
You're still on this Gonzaga rant. Okay.
Elite 8, 28-7, and 98-99 before Munson went to Minnesota. So.
All right.
Yep, there you go. Gonzaga's probably going to get killed tonight now that I'm defending him, but
that's true.
I think it was worth it.
True. Brandon will be back to tell you all about it too. So,
I look forward to it. All right, that's going to do it for us. I think we have to do a live after the game tomorrow, no matter what, just because it could be the end of the season or it could be Final Four. So
yeah, we'll be here live and in.
I think it's going to be a little depressing if they lose. I will say.
Yeah, I mean, you seem to think they're going to lose, though.
This year's team is as good as the others. That is all. Yeah, I don't think that's unfair. I mean, I think this Gonzaga team is better than some of the others, but not. Yeah. I think this year's Gonzaga team is better than last year.
I think it took a while for this Gonzaga team to get cooking too.
And so. Ike hasn't been healthy the whole year, so that's a big factor.
Yeah, Ike is kind of he's definitely not Drew Timme. He's not.
He's played every game, but he's had a lot of games where he didn't play very many minutes.
Yeah,
he fouls a lot too, and I think he came into the season off of a foot injury. I think didn't he hurt his foot in like August? I don't remember, but anyway. Gonzaga basketball podcast starting soon. We will be back tomorrow night, Illini Elite 8. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.